Hello friends, we have embarked on this amazing journey of Jain philosophy, and we are now at our first stop, Jain metaphysics. So far, we have understood the principles of Syadvada and Anekantavada, and discussed the five substances, Pudgala, Dharma, Adharma, Akasha, and Kala. Today we will talk about Jeev Dravya, that is, the soul. So, let's continue this incredible journey and understand the deep mysteries of the soul. First of all, understand that when we talk about Jeev Dravya, we are actually talking about the soul. According to Jain philosophy, the soul is eternal and indestructible. It is connected to every experience, action, and emotion in our lives. But, is the soul real? Is it just a belief, or is there some deeper logic to it? Out of the 9 philosophies of India, 7 accept the existence of the soul, while 2 deny it. Among these, the Charvaka philosophy completely denies the existence of the soul, while Buddhist philosophy does not consider the soul to be eternal. So let's first understand it from the perspective of Charvaka philosophy. Charvaka philosophy states that there is no such thing as a soul. According to it, the body is made up of 4 elements: earth, water, fire, and sky, and consciousness arises from their combination. They say, as long as you live, live happily, borrow money and drink ghee. Once the body is reduced to ashes, how can it come back? In other words, enjoy life while it lasts. The body turns to ashes after burning, so why would it be reborn? But is this thinking correct? Do our experiences align with this? Let's find out. You may have often heard people claiming memories of their previous lives. Some children talk about their past lives and claim to recognize places, events, and people. These examples suggest that reincarnation might not just be a belief, but a reality. There are many proofs in scientific and spiritual research that validate reincarnation. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, just as a person discards old clothes and puts on new ones, similarly, the soul also discards the old body and takes on a new one. This concept is prevalent not only in Hinduism, but also in Buddhism and Jainism. So, don't you think this is a profound truth?
Now, talking about Buddhist philosophy, they say that the soul or consciousness is momentary. Buddhists believe that there is no permanence in the soul. If it's momentary, then the purification of the soul or the attainment of liberation is not possible, because the soul thinking about liberation will be destroyed in that very moment. Now, keeping in mind the principle of the soul's destruction in Buddhist philosophy, the process of attaining liberation seems a little complicated. According to Buddhists, when the soul is momentary, the soul thinking about liberation will be destroyed in that very moment. In this regard, no soul striving for liberation can attain liberation. So when my soul cannot attain the bliss of liberation, then why should I leave the pleasures of this world? Then the Charvaka philosophy seems more practical, which at least talks about attaining happiness in this very life. But according to Jain philosophy, the soul is stable and indestructible. The principle of the soul being eternal in Jain philosophy can be understood in this way. The soul has both qualities of destruction and indestructibility, just like the form of a gold necklace can be destroyed, but its gold will always remain. Similarly, the soul also remains stable, while its forms can change from time to time. To understand the existence of the soul, let's take some everyday examples that you can relate to and feel in your own life. When you see a person, you can see their body and their movements. But can you see their soul? No. When that person passes away, their body remains, but the soul goes somewhere else. Like the images that appear on the screen of a smartphone, which are connected to the screen. But when the screen is turned off, the images disappear. In the same way, the body and soul are also different. The body is a temporary display, but the soul always remains, which can change over time, but never gets destroyed. Have you ever played multiplayer games, like PUBG, Fortnite, or Minecraft? When you play a game, your character is always doing something, running, fighting, and exploring new paths. But are you and your character the same? No, your character is just a representation. The same goes for the soul. The soul is the real part that exists beyond the body, even though it is present in the game. Meaning, The body is only a temporary form, while the soul always remains outside of that form and stable. Have you ever sat in a soundproof room and felt the peace? Everything becomes quiet, and suddenly you feel yourself, your thoughts, your internal voice. This is what tells us that our body and soul are different, just as the sound of our life is heard in silence. Similarly, the soul is a symbol of our truth and stability, which remains beyond the hustle and bustle of the body. When we meditate or do spiritual practices, many people experience peace and light, which makes them realize the existence of the soul. This is the same experience when you feel yourself beyond your physical and mental world, like being in space, where there is only your soul, which is stable and pure. Such experiences about the soul are a way of telling us that it is something else, which is separate from our body and does not change over time. Today we learned that the soul exists, and it is not just momentary. The soul is stable and indestructible, while its thoughts and sensations are momentary. Next, we will learn, how many souls are there in this world? Is our soul a part of God? What is the weight of the soul? Where does it reside? Do souls wander after death? Stay tuned to know the answers to these questions. Stay with us on this amazing journey. If you like this video, please like and share it, so that more people can know about these deep and interesting things about the soul and rebirth. If you want to know more about the deeper principles of Jain philosophy, please subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video. Until then, Jai Jinendra, may the path of Jinagam be victorious.